Good morning, dear students. Before going to the lecture, let us have a look on the world's top news. Trump, Melania, kiss COVID-19. Look at this headline. This is news. In another sense, we can say it is a news report. Yes, the topic of our discussion is report writing. How to write a report, the structure of a report, and the classification of a report. What is a report? A report is a specific form of writing. It is a one kind of form writing which is organized very concisely by examining the issues, by examining the events and findings. It may happen in a physical sense, such as that any kind of event that occurred within an organization or in any kind of places. On the other hand, a report can be findings from a research investigation. So, in a short way, it can be said that a report may be an incident which has happened already. On the other hand, a report can be a research work which is found after investigating the matter which can be national or international issue. There are two types of report. One is news report, another one is feature report. News report refers to those reports which are happening or which have happened recently, very recently. It can be a good news or it can be any kind of accident or bad news. For example, if we experience a road or fire accident in our locality, maybe the second day or the day after, the next day, will have a report, and those can be called news report. Or you have experienced the Independence Day at your college premises, then you can write a report for tomorrow's newspaper. That can be a news report. So it can be a good news, it can be a bad news, but that should be very up to date. On the other hand, feature report, can be national or international issue. It will be longer and it goes into more detail and usually concerned with more than just a single incident. Whereas the news report provides basic facts about something that just happened. Let us have a look on the structure of a report, that it can be news report or feature report. First of all, we all know that a report should have a headline or title, and after writing headline, there will be a byline. So what does it refer? Byline means there will be the name of the reporter. Then after giving a comma, you have to write the name of the newspaper, then the place where the incident has happened, and then you have to write the date. After writing a byline, we have to write the first paragraph. The first paragraph, it is called a lead in the language of the newspaper. Lead paragraph, and then the body will follow the leading paragraph, and after that you have to write recommendation. So the whole body of the of a report will be divided or should be divided into three parts. The first part is the first paragraph, which is called a lead, The second part is the main body, and the final part will be recommendation. While reading headline of any news, we have to memorize, we have to keep some rules and regulation in our mind while writing the headline. For example, headline must be concise. It must be presented in an attractive way, and to make a headline concise, we have to exclude auxiliary verb and article, and it is better to write the headline in bold letters, and we can also underline the headlines. And finally, it looks great when a headline is written within 4 to 5 words. Now have a look on a report, which is the headline of that report is "A Hellish Fire, 30 Killed." Here we see that only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words are there, and there is no auxiliary verb, and it is very concise, and it is very readable and attractive. In this, not attractive actually in the sense of that it is very understandable. For example, Hellish Fire, 30 Killed. The reader can easily understand the whole incident only by watching this headline. Actually, the main incident was that there was a devastating fire which broke out in a garment factory in Shawar, and there 30 people were killed, and there are also 50 were injured. But the whole incident is written within only 5 words. A hellish fire, 30 killed. So we have to keep the rules, the regulations, how to write the headline of a report, and we have to keep it very simple, and within a very few words we have to write it. Then byline, place line and date. What does byline refer? The name of the writer and the name of the newspaper. Of course we have to write it, and after writing we have to give a comma, and then we have to give the name of the place where the story begins or where the incident actually took place. Then we have to give the date. If the report is about a local issue, then we will give the name of that place, of that local place. But if the issue is national or international, then I think we should give the name of the capital of Bangladesh, I mean Dhaka. Now let us see a byline, place and a dateline. Here we see that we have written staff reporter. Sometimes you can give you a name, or you can write a staff reporter, staff correspondence, then the name of the newspaper, the Daily Star, then there is a comma, and the place where the incident took place, Shawar, then the date of that newspaper when the news is published, or when the news will be published. That date of course should be written after the name of the place. So here it is written March 21, 2019. After writing this, we shall give colon, and just after writing this byline, dateline and place, we shall start our lead, I mean the first paragraph. Though this is called a paragraph, but the paragraph it can be of 1 or 2 sentences. because there are many people who don't have much time to read the whole paragraph. In that sense, those people, they like to read only the first paragraph. That is why we have to keep our paragraph very small, within 1 to 2 lines. So in that case, in my leading paragraph, in my lead, I have to arrange the incident. I have to write the incident in such a way that the reader can know the information of 5 WS words. For example, what is the news, what is the incident, and where does it take place, when does it happen, and who are the victims or who have done that incident, and why is it happened, and how is it happened. I mean, if it is the incident, if it happened earlier, then of course it will be written, it should be written in past tense. So we have to keep in our memory that the answers of these words, of course, should be included in our lead. What, where, when, who, why, and how. Now look at this first paragraph of the news: a hellish fire, 30 killed. Okay, read the first lines or the lead. A devastating fire broke out at 7 o'clock in the morning in Bulbul Government Factory in Shava on 20 March. At least 30 people were killed and over 50 were injured. The death toll may rise. So here we see the 3 sentences in our first paragraph. If you observe, if you look, you will get that what is happened, what is the news? News that a devastating fire broke out. When it did it break out? At 7 o'clock in the morning. Where? In Bulbul Garment Factory. And then, who are the victims? It is also given in lead by writing at least 30 people were killed and over 50 were injured. So a reader can easily get the whole information briefly in the first paragraph. So we have to keep in our mind that 5 questions, the 5 WS words, the information of 5 WS words must be written in our first paragraph. A devastating what, where, when, why, and how. But if that report is the feature report, then we shouldn't write the answers, the information of these words. In that sense, we can use any kind of technique, any kind of OA or any kind of sentence to make the whole report attractive. The main objective of writing a leading paragraph lead is to attract the attention of the reader. Let's go to the body of any kind of report. Of course, the body will be a large one. In that body, you have to present, you have to describe the answer, the information of 5W and A's elaborately. But you have to keep in your mind that the most important thing of the report must be placed at the very beginning of the body, and then chronologically the less important things will follow. And of course, you can write the body in more than one paragraph. And you should keep in your mind that the elaborate description of the report of you lead should be written in your body. Now let's look on the body of that report what we have already read. The fire broke out about 9 p.m. The origin of the fire is yet to be known. The fire service is investigating the incident. Jamil Hassan, a neighbor of the factory, said, "We are in our house. All on a sudden, we saw the fire at the second floor first, then it spread rapidly. It is anticipated that the fire might have originated from an electric short circuit." So here we see that when the fire actually took place, and then how did it occur, and there are some people who watched this incident. Everything is elaborated, everything is described here elaborately. Then we see that the fire brigade and Bangladesh Airport sent their personnel to rescue the people. The fire service deputy commissioner, a deputy assistant director told the Daily Star, everything is written elaborately what happened at that day, and it is all in body of that report. And the last paragraph is called concluding paragraph or recommendation. The suggestion or recommendation, what should be done, what steps should be taken, all the things, these kinds of information actually is written at the last paragraph. But one of the most important thing we should actually keep in our mind that while writing a paragraph, a reporter will never give his own judgment. I'm again saying that a reporter will never give his own judgment. He must be objective while writing or saying anything. He will write from the information which is found from the third person. And if we look at this report, we will get that here that Jamil Hassan, the third person, the test, he a neighbor of the factory, he said that we are in our house, all on a sudden we saw the fire at the second floor. So this is not actually said by the reporter. A reporter, he will get information from others. So this is he is one of the neighbor, he is neighbor of the factory. So this is, for example, here there another. Okay, and the last paragraph, we have seen here some recommendations and what has done by the authority. The administration distributed 20,000 for each two victim families for the funeral purposes of deceased. A case was filed in Shabar police station, and the government has formed a 5-member investigation committee to find out the cause of the fire. So at the last paragraph, the last thing, the solution or recommendation or the steps which are taken by the government or by the local authority or by the people around there, these are the things should be written at the last part of any kind of report. There are some important things which should be remembered. For example, if the report is about the past incident, then of course our writing and report should be written in past tense. And it is better to use passive voice while writing a report. And third of all, a reporter shouldn't give his own judgment. He should use the third person point of view. He should write it from third person point of view. And then, of course, the sentence of a report should be very simple, and of course you should provide background information.